Good morning, Meshach. It's Wednesday, October 27th, and today, continuing on our recommendations theme, I want to recommend 5 dates that don't require a car. So, Meshach, you and I both have cars, but I know that a lot of my friends don't, and I know that in high school I didn't, and when you don't have a car, it's kinda hard to come up with date ideas. More than that, if you've watched my videos in the past, you know that my car is less than consistent. So when I don't have access to my car, I have to come up with those ideas. So without any further ado, my top 5 favorite date ideas that don't require a car. Date idea number 1. So this is a date idea that the famed Sarah Hume and I have already done, but it was super awesome, and we should really do it again. So what you do is, you get a piece of paper, and then on it, you write little notes to people in public, just compliments or like words of encouragement, and then you get some tape, and you walk around wherever you live, and you just put up those little notes in the hopes that people will find them. It's really cute, it's really fun, it makes someone else feel a little bit better. Plus, if you live within walking distance of an interesting place, you and your partner get to walk that interesting place together and leave kind notes for people. I know that one sounds a little bit weird and I wouldn't recommend it as a first date, but if you're looking for something to do next time, consider this idea. Okay, item number 2, reading stories to each other. Now, this can be done in all sorts of different ways. You can just tell stories from your life and just like sit down, but I would recommend you get a book and you like exchange stories from that book, or you can exchange chapters from that book, because then you feel like you're doing something together and making progress. An interesting twist that you can put on this is if you or your partner speak another language, you can pick a book in that language and read to them in a language the other person doesn't understand. That part has been especially fun for me because the famed Sarah Hume speaks French and I love listening to French, but I don't understand it. Again, that one is a lot of fun, so check it out. And number 3 on this list is gonna be dancing. I know, dancing! Don't tell me you don't have enough space, you do have enough space. My dorm is tiny and I've still danced in here. You can look up YouTube dance lessons, or you can just put on some music and jam. It's always a ton of fun, gets your heart racing a little bit. Great date. Number 4, cooking dates. I don't know what that means. It just means get in the kitchen and cook. And it doesn't really matter if either of you are good at cooking. Just go in there with ingredients. It'll be fine, it'll be fun. And if you're doing it right, and if you can, do something messy, do some baking. I made falafel with Sarah and that was a lot of fun. Cooking is also really fun because if you're good, you get to show off, and if you're bad, then it's funny. And most of the time, if you're following some sort of instructions, you'll have a good product in the end. So not only do you get an activity, you also get a meal, and maybe a dessert if you're feeling like having some fun. And finally, item number 5 on my date recommendation list, do some board games. I'm a huge fan of chess, and so I try and get everyone to play chess with me, my partner not excluded from that. But really, you can do anything. Sorry, Monopoly, Clue, or even play cards. I know that it sounds boring and that it doesn't sound like an interesting date, but if you're doing it right and you found a game that you both really enjoy, it can be just as fun as any game. Bonus date idea number 6, do some artwork together. And again, it really doesn't matter what the talent levels of each person are. It's just a fun activity to make art. And that art can be whatever you want. It can be music, it can be sculpting, it can be painting, it can be drawing. I mean, I've never done this before, but it sounds like a great idea to do portraits of the other person as a date. and again, if you're not a good artist, that's not a bad thing. It would be really funny if after 45 minutes, one person had like a perfectly rendered image of their partner and another person had a stick figure. Anyways, that has been 6 of my favorite date ideas that do not require a car. Go out there, have fun, be safe, and Meshach, I'll see you tomorrow.